Reflections in the mirror of who you wanna be. You can make it happen if only you believe. Superfighters,
And in this corner,
Superfighters.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever it is, wherever you are. Good God, it's Malachi J. Matthews, and this is Hollywood, Fletch.
Hello.
Hello, don't wave, Fletch, they can't see you. They can see you with their mind's eye. So, today's film. What have we got today, Fletcher?
So we're going on a martial arts adventure again. Is it martial arts?
No, this is a wrestling film.
What is this film?
This is well, tell us what it is, Fletch.
Superfights from 1995.
Superfights from 1995. Well, you may or may not know, me and Fletcher are both wrestling fans. I work within the wrestling industry, so anything wrestling related, I'm always up for having a look at, especially if it's an action movie.
Yeah.
But is this a wrestling film, Fletch?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Is it?
Well, I've been doing some research on this film. I can't find an actual source. So apparently this is based off this is influenced by the court case that Vince McMahon was accused of distributing steroids to his wrestlers.
My word.
And he does dress, the bad guy does dress.
Oh, by the end of the film, he just looks like Vince McMahon.
He looks like Vince McMahon.
He's got like a grey suit and a black polo neck on. He's full Vince by the end.
I can see why people think it is Vince McMahon, basically.
Yeah, have people drawn comparisons to it? I mean, we obviously did from watching it.
This is.
I haven't looked up any
I
trivia.
noticed it, and then I decided to have a look into this, and people do reckon that that is what the film is inspired by. I couldn't find any official source on that though, so I don't know whether it's just kind of a rumor that's ran away or if it really has. I understand why people would draw that conclusion though.
Fletch, have we got ourselves another Frank Duck situation here? Is this a blood sport situation we got here?
Well, the court case did actually happen. Vince McMahon was acquitted though.
What, are you saying that it's not like Frank Ducks because it actually happened?
Well, Vince McMahon was acquitted, so it didn't actually happen in the eyes of the law.
Happen? Well, the less said about that, the better. It is a bit of a Frank Duck situation then.
It is very blood sport, if that's
It's
what
very
you mean.
well. It's basically it's a very similar film in a lot of respects.
Yes, an absolute gallery of different fighters.
Gallery of different fighters. None of them are wrestling. One of them is an actual wrestler.
Yes. I don't think he's the only one.
Is there more? Is there real wrestlers in this? Then,
No one that I recognised, but
apart-
but look at them. The bloke Van Damme fights, he must be a wrestler.
The Enforcer.
Yeah. No, not the Enforcer. The big fat man who they have to dart.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. Well, because he goes into a fucking drug-filled rage.
Void rage.
So, the film starts. Is it wrestling? This is my questioning in the notes. It starts with a mass brawl in a non-wrestling. I think they're fighting in a boxing ring. It's not a wrestling ring.
There's just a lot of fighting going on.
Yeah, it's a mass brawl. Very badly coordinated. Very badly shot.
Is it?
Well, there's just fighting. You don't know who they are or what they're fighting for.
But this is super fights,
I mean,
right?
this is super fights. Is that the point of it then?
Hey, it's okay when it happens in wrestling.
Yeah, but I think that... okay.
Yes.
And you meet some of the stars. They introduce Angel. Now, Angel is quite the angel.
Angel has got some sweet kicks.
She has got some sweet kicks.
She's a cyclone.
Did you see Angel do a single wrestling move in this film?
Do kicks count?
Not really, no.
Then no.
No.
Although they do.
Well, they do. You can kick people in wrestling, but I don't know. It's not a wrestling film, is it? It's not a... So...
What is Rob Van Dam famous for? Educated feet.
Yeah, but...
And wrestling.
And wrestling.
Being a pro wrestler.
And wrestling.
With those educated feet.
Yeah,
but in this is like Hogwarts of educated feet.
Hogwash.
They're like, this is educated, this is foot university. There are so many educated feet in this film.
Billy Blank's the
headmaster.
the
He's
headmaster.
the Dumbledore.
He's the Dumbledore of this situation.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Billy Blanks and a Dumbledore dishing out kicks to kids
Yeah,
like biscuits. That would be good.
I would love to see Billy Blanks.
Just in general.
So
love to
anyway.
see his face. We see our first match of the night, the first match of the show, and on tonight's card we have Budokai versus the Enforcer.
He looks like a wrestler.
He looks like they all.
Well,
look
they're all
like wrestlers,
stuntmen,
yeah.
aren't they?
So he's outside the ring, but before Budokai can even get in the ring, bam! Chair shot from the Enforcer.
Chair shot.
Out of nowhere.
Chair shot.
No rules.
Wrestling.
Wrestling.
That's a wrestling chair shot.
Right, okay. So the most wrestling thing about this is somebody hitting... What is wrestling... What has hitting people with instruments and violent things got to do with wrestling?
The chair shot
The chair shot.
is a well-known part of the
Right,
wrestling.
okay, I take that.
accoutrement.
While the melee is going on outside, our hero, who we meet for the first time in the crowd, Jack Cody, reaches forward and punches the Enforcer.
He headbutts him.
Oh, he headbutts him, does he?
He goes to hit Budokai with the chair, and our hero, Jack Cody, kicks the chair through the barrier.
Yeah.
And then he headbutts the Enforcer. Has this ever happened at any of your shows?
Well, again, that wouldn't the show would be stopped if someone headbutted a wrestler. You can't. You can't do that.
So what you're saying is Superfights is more dangerous.
Oh, it's like the Kumite of wrestling, but it's not wrestling,
It's not wrestling. Well,
and it's not UFC.
It's a little bit wrestling.
So,
You're not happy about this, are you?
I don't know. Well, Budokai thanks the fan, which in real life he would not thank a fan for
He
punching.
shakes his
he's
hand.
like,
He's like,
thanks, buddy.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks,
Got
man.
my back.
So they carry on kung fu fighting in a boxing ring. Kung fu fighting in a boxing ring, Fletch.
Yeah, squared circle.
It's not wrestling though, is it? It's kung fu fighting in a boxing ring.
I've seen kung fu wrestlers. OWE. Shaolin monks, all of them.
It doesn't make it any better. But it gets to the end of the match, and Budokai asks the crowd, "Mercy!" But he gives no mercy because he is no mercy Budokai.
Yep.
Now the excited kid in the crowd, cut to him at work, Jack Cody, and he's so fucking coked up and wound up. This guy drinks a lot of coffee.
This lad has had too many E numbers.
Oh, he's full of beans.
He really is.
He really is full of beans. So much so that he's set up a load of mannequins around his where he works, which seems to be a box factory of some kind. And
He works in the box and mannequins factory.
in a box and mannequins factory where he's created a fort full of these mannequins and he's fighting them with pipes.
I like him. He's got some sweet moves.
Oh, he's got some spunk in him, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's quite a,
Do you want to know what? Do you know that was his last film?
That was his last film.
Well, he's one and only film. Before then, he was in VR Troopers. You remember that?
Oh my god, yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah, and he stopped doing this, and I was on his website earlier on today. Brandon Gaines, he's now Rabbi Brandon Gaines.
Oh my word, he found God.
He's got a website in which he helps people to rediscover their spiritual roots using, and in his bio, using his knowledge of spirituality, religion,
Fair play.
martial arts,
Okay.
and he's also an expert in Chinese medicine.
Well, that's not a bad thing. He's gone on to do good things.
He's an impressive man.
He's an impressive man. Well done, Brandon Gaines.
Yeah, Rabbi Brandon Gaines.
Rabbi
to you.
Brandon Gaines. He found God and he spread that love to the world. What a beautiful thing, Fletch. What a beautiful thing.
Yep. He's very proud of the film, though, even though he quit films after it. Cody works at the cardboard box and mannequin factory.
He does, yeah, where he's working out and it's covered. He's watching kung fu movies and he's doing the splits like Van Damme at one point.
Yes.
While he's looking at posters of Brandon Lee.
He is very Van Damme.
See what I mean? This is very Bloodsport, this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Amongst the posters of Brandon Lee and the videos of Bruce Lee, the father of Brandon Lee, that are on, there's a poster upon the wall of a wrestler called Rocco. That he saw when he was a kid, and Rocco gave him a necklace, and he's like, "There you go, kid.
You're my hero, Rocco."
And he's like, "You're my hero, Rocco."
But he is a bit Bret Hart, though, isn't he?
Well, he is. Is he Bret Hart? Is he Bret? Why would he?
Does he not remind you of Bret Hart?
It's not Bret Hart.
Like giving the glasses over, but not glasses, little necklace.
Yeah, maybe. Well, he had.
He's kind of Bret Hart-ish, isn't
controversy, but that wasn't until '97.
he? Yeah, but I don't think they're implying that. I don't think the Bret Hart thing was a conscious effort.
No, he's just a wrestler.
But he does remind me of Bret Hart.
Okay.
Does he not remind you of Bret Hart? He's bigger than Bret Hart.
It's bigger than Bret. He's Rocco Rock. He's fucking. There is actually a wrestler called Rocco Rock as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't remind me of Rocco Rock.
No. So he jumps in his Jeep. He's got a good Jeep. He's got good wheels, Cody. He goes
At least
home.
he does at the beginning.
Oh, he does it well.
So he has a nice Jeep,
Yeah.
and he's driving. He goes home.
He goes home to see his mum, and his mum's like, "Have you been out doing your ultra fights tonight?"
Yep.
And she's like,
She calls it pro wrestling,
"Pro wrestling."
and he's like, "It's not pro
"It's
wrestling."
not pro wrestling." And he's going, "I'm going to go for the tryouts." And she's like, "Look, have you dinner? I've made you some dinner." And he's like, "I don't want it. He's
I
like,
want to fight
I
someone.
want to fight someone instead." He's basically Jack is a dick to his mum.
Yes, but he has a dream.
He has a dream. But
He's like Luke Skywalker. He wants to become a pilot in the Imperial Army, but his parents wanted him to stay and farm. No.
If only there was a way for him to get a foot in the door, as it were.
And what a way.
What a way.
He's driving in his kick-ass Jeep, and he sees a young lady at a cash point
Getting hassled by what?
getting accosted by some knife-wielding street punks.
Fucking these guys are like straight out of Streets of Rage street punks.
Street punks are a plague on the
Oh.
tat cinema landscape.
Every film we've done so far has had at least one street punk gang.
Yes.
These
film
ones
is-
have got flick knives as
This
well.
is full of street punks.
Yeah. Oh, this film is street punk heaven, or street punk hell, depending on your,
Your standing
to use
on the
another
thin line of the law.
Yeah, to use another Star Wars metaphor, depending on your certain point of view. What side of the law you on?
Yep. Street punks.
They're either a scourge or a,
Laser
useful.
sword monk.
Yeah. Okay.
So he jumps out, and you know what he says? He's like, "Just what I need."
Just what I need.
Was he cruising around looking for a fight?
Looking for a fight?
It's a good job he found street punks.
We did find street punks, and he saves Sally. He saves Sally, and he takes her home to meet grandfather.
Yeah.
Fletch, why don't you discuss grandpa?
Grandpa. So he's just saved her from God knows what these street punks are going to do.
Cash Point street punk hell.
Yeah. And he drives her home.
Yeah. And she's like, "Do you want to come and meet my granddad?"
Come meet my granddad.
He's like,
All right,
all right,
person
yeah.
I've just met.
Turns out though,
I mean, it's a bit early to be introducing him to the family,
Well-
I think.
it's because she thinks he's a hero, and their granddad's going to be into that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Because
Because Grandad, it turns out,
he's a Tai Chi master.
he is clearly a Tai Chi master. Just
looking
him.
at him, he looks like one of them old Chinese fellas down the park.
Now, listener, imagine in your head what a Tai Chi master looks like.
I'm doing it.
You can see Grandpa right now.
You can see Grandpa, old Chinese man down the park doing Tai Chi.
Yep.
That's what he is. But he's furious because the fight was over money. He's like, "You should have just left it. It is dishonourable to fight
Yeah.
over money."
And she comes up with a fair point, which is they probably weren't going to stop there, which is true because the knife wielding street punk actually says that
Yeah.
they're not just going to take her money.
"We're going to take your shoes.
He's going to cut her up. He
He's going to
says.
cut her up."
Take your
I
shoes.
don't know. And he's like, "Look, do you think you're some kind of hero, you tiny little Frank Jux?" He says, "What style do you study?" And he's like, "Oh, different types of style."
Whatever
And he's like,
works.
"Yeah." What? And he's like, "Oh, that's rubbish." And he's like, "This is bullshit."
He does kung fu, karate, kickboxing.
And
Much like myself,
yeah,
he is a master of many martial arts,
But
martial
look-
sciences.
martial science, Fletch. Come on.
Yeah.
So in order to, Grandad doesn't believe a word of it. He's like, "Right, if you're so fucking quick, catch me." And he starts darting around the kitchen.
Touch this flower.
Yeah, yeah. He starts darting around the kitchen.
I think he puts the flower on his hands so that it would show if he managed to touch him.
Yeah.
And he says, "If you want the credit you deserve, you must touch me.
And
And
he
then
goes,
he chases him around the kitchen like,
spills out into the living room,
touch me.
trying to touch up Grandpa.
You can't catch me.
And he can't catch him. And he's like, look, this is bullshit, I'm going, it's ridiculous. And Sally's like, Jack, don't go. And he says, don't worry about it, Bab, I'll call you.
Jack, yeah. She runs outside and she says,
oh, Grandad.
Grandad, why can't you just mind your own business? Why did you introduce him to Grandad if this is a...
If this is a trait of Grandad, if this is what he does every time he brings somebody home, it's like, oh, what's it? Go to the toilet, you come back down, there's flour all over the place.
Yeah, apparently...
Grandad's on the cabinets.
She knows...
I mean, where's Grandma gone? Where's she gone? Up in a ball of fucking flames. Hadouken, when some fucking kid came round and said he was a ninja, and he's like, right, get this soup out of my pocket. Jack Cody goes home only to the fucking lights, sirens.
He gets home. News of his...
It's spread like wildfire.
News of his daring do is already live on TV.
Well, from the CCTV, he pulls up at home and there's reporters, they're going, oh, the hero is here. He's like, what's going on?
In the time it took him to drive home.
Mummy's really proud of him now.
Yeah, she's saying, this is your break. Break for what, Mum? Break to get into Superfights?
He's an American hero, Fletch. He's an American hero, but he's like, look, this isn't what I wanted. I was just doing the right thing.
And he was.
And his mum's like, look, there's been too many bad things on TV. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. Do we know what he's talking about? She's talking about? What was it?
WWF drug trial.
Well, was it? There we go. The drug trials. Maybe was her dad. Where's Dad? Where's Dad in this situation?
Maybe he's just not there.
He's not there. We won't go into it.
That's why his kid's out of control.
But she's like, there's never anything good. There's never anything good on the TV. You know what to do. And he goes and talks to the press.
Yeah, out he goes, and he's like,
he gives a proper press conference, really.
He does.
I just did the only thing that
was right.
A man in a jeep at the catch point would do if he saw street punks hassling ladies.
All street punks must die.
All street punks must die. But because this is being seen across the mass media of America,
yeah,
it's on a TV in a certain man's office. A media bigwig.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Vincent Kennedy McMahon sees this guy on the TV. It's not Vincent Kennedy McMahon. What's his name? Sawyer? I can't remember because I've just written Vince. Vince sees this guy and he's
Sawyer.
like, he's perfect.
He's perfect.
Yeah.
Get him into my office.
Get him in my... You're gay. He's gonna puke. Oh my God, that's quite a good Vince, isn't it? Okay. He's perfect. Bring him in here. Bring him in. He's an all-American hero. I want him here. So he brings him into the office. Well, he plans to bring him into the office. Running montage.
What he says, bring him into my office.
Yeah.
Make sure he doesn't bring in any agents.
Yeah, that's it. Nothing, because that comes
No
into
lawyers.
play. No, nothing, because he's going to fucking rinse him.
Dodgy bastard.
Dodgy fucking bastard. Jack goes out training, and people are like, hey, there you go, hero!
He's now the hero of the town.
The hero of the town.
This story has changed his life.
Yeah. He runs up the rocky steps, but he screams out like a coke-fueled Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Ah! Sorry, neighbours, I keep screaming.
He's so hyperactive, this kid.
He's done too much, too many things.
He is so hyperactive. He must just eat bowls of Haribo for breakfast.
He's got haribosis.
He does.
As well as tybosis.
He legs it up the steps, the rocky steps. He gets to the top and just goes apeshit.
Just lets a violent primal scream out.
Yeah. He's mad.
His mum doesn't want him to go. His mum's like, look,
she's swung back again.
This is mixed signals from mum. It's like, last night you were going, go for it. You're an American hero. Now Vince McMahon's on the phone.
Yeah.
I want you in my office.
And she swung straight back
She's
again.
like, no. And he's like, look, I don't need any help from you, mum. You fucking idiot. Because he's horrible to his mum.
He screams and he's hyperactive.
Yeah, he's horrible to his mum. So he gets to Vince McMahon's Superfight office.
Yeah.
He meets the receptionist and she's like, oh yeah, they're waiting for you to come in anytime now. But the door's open.
Yeah.
In comes Vince with his two right-hand men. And
That's
they are...
Dark Cloud.
Dark Cloud. Budokai. Sorry, there's three of them.
Yeah.
Dark Cloud, Budokai, Night Stalker.
Night Stalker.
Night Stalker. And they're all like, hey, Jack, you're a real American hero. We can't wait for you. We're so glad you're on the team, brother.
Yeah.
Brother.
Dark Cloud's very friendly with
Dark Cloud's super friendly. I hope he doesn't turn out to be a baddie because he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Now, Vince is like, you're going to love it here. By the way, we're about to do this contract signing. I can see you haven't bought an agent. He's like, oh, I haven't got one. You don't need one, mate.
Yeah.
I'm not going to fucking take all your money and turn you into a fucking faceless
Roid Rage
wrestling machine. That's not my style. That's not what Vince McMahon does.
And the contract is a tome.
It is a fucking... Well, he says to him, like, he says, look, I want you to be a super fighter. Is that what you're... Would you be into that? He then stands up and does, I would kill to be a super fighter.
He then has another one of his...
Fits. One of his... He needs to be on ADHD medicine, this kid.
He needs so Ritalin, hyperactive.
And he needs Ritalin now.
He needs Ritalin.
Yeah, he needs calming down. So he said, like, no, I don't need an agent. And he's like, no, you don't need an agent. That's right, you fucking idiot. Vince McMahon introduces Jack Cody to Angel. Now, Angel is going to be there to train him, a guiding...
Angel is one of the ones we see, the Kick Cyclone mentioned earlier.
Yeah, she is wearing a nice attire, very similar. It's it's. I wouldn't call that office attire, would you?
Well, she's
there for the meeting. She's there to entice.
She's there to seduce the hyperactive man-child.
And you can tell that she is because sexy saxophone music plays and the boob gap is revealed.
Sexy Casio keyboard saxophone plays.
Now the contract...
Bow, bow, bow.
And she's like, ooh.
Yeah.
That is what she's doing, isn't she? She's like,
We see her muscular cleavage.
Yeah. And the contract is the size of an effing great phone book. It's like the Yellow Pages. And he's like, make sure you read all of that. And he's like, yeah, of course I will. So by this point, Jack has been overnight, as soon as you get signed by the Superfights, they give you a big house, that's full of stuffed animals. It looks like it's been decorated by an Australian's nightmare.
It's got busts on the wall.
It's got all sorts of shit in there.
And weird vases that he inspects.
It's eclectic, yeah. And then he opens the TV. He's so fucking excited. He's like, all right!
He's screaming again.
He's screaming, but he doesn't even notice. Angel's like...
on the bed.
Yeah, why don't you...
She is so flirty.
Oh, creepily flirty. She's, if anything, Fletch, I think she's quite the sex pest. But...
She is the most powerful power MILF of all time.
She would snap you.
Is she the ultimate power MILF?
I think she might. I don't know.
Because she has literal power.
She has power. She's... I don't know. I mean, she turns out... Not spoiler alert, but she turns out to be heroic. She doesn't want him to do this, does she? Maybe she is. Maybe she's called Angel for a reason, Fletch. We were meant...
She has certain angelic qualities.
She was sent to us. God bless you, Angel. God bless you.
We love you, Angel.
Okay. They go to a very futuristic gym where they test. It's a gym for testing, measuring the speed of punches
through light.
She says to him, punch the light as many times as you can in 5 seconds. And goes like, high kick, whoopoo, whoopoo. They've also got a pokey stick room where they put him in a booth and poke him with sticks.
This is some futuristic training.
Oh yeah, here. He lasts for 30 seconds in the pokey stick room.
Which is apparently very good.
It's very good, which is so good, she gives him a little dick touch.
Oh yeah, and then she's... This becomes a bit sinister.
Yeah, it does. And she's like, I've got some pills for you to take. Everyone takes them.
Vitamins.
Just take your little vitamins. Dick touch.
She says you have to.
You have to do it.
Because you are in our employ now. So if I want to touch your dick, I will.
I own that dick.
What?
Have you read the part of the contract that says dick touching is A-okay?
Yes.
Because you fucking signed it. Give me that dick.
What a morally bankrupt company this is.
Well, it's not a wrestling company, Fletch. I don't know what you... As it says on the note here, it is a very corrupt company from the inside out. Rotten, I'd like to say.
Rotten and full of dick touching.
Full of dick touching. What we need now is another training montage. Now, we see a training montage that involves not wrestling, kicks, lots of kicks, lots of pills. He's eating a lot of pills.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, the Superfights song. Superfighters! Look in the mirror. Oh, I can't remember it, but...
There's loads and loads of gym scenes.
It's mainly gym scenes, this film. It's like the film was about 40 minutes long and then they've just pad it out. It's probably not even that long, all the other bits that aren't people pumping iron in the gym in this film.
It's just the same dudes just pumping iron all the time.
But he gets a little... He sees Angel in the shower, doesn't he? And
Yeah.
he's like, oh!
She does a pose.
She does a fucking powerful...
A powerful
milf
naked power MILF pose.
in the shower. That is what dreams are made of, isn't it, Fletch?
Yeah.
A muscular power mill. With the song Super Fighters! Looking at you.
A treat for Brandon's
Oh,
hyperactive
teenage penis.
man-child eyes. He's trading in his Jeep. So you remember his badass Jeep? That he was
Badass.
driving?
It's badass fucking
It was pretty cool, wasn't it?
beachcomber. I'd love that.
He's traded it in for a Malibu Barbie beach car.
If I had a Jeep like that, I'd drive around listening to Fatboy Slim in it.
What, the Malibu Barbie one or the Army Jeep?
The blue Jeep that he's got.
The Malibu Barbie
The
one.
Malibu pastel Fatboy Slim Jeep.
Yeah, it looks like its colour scheme is the opening sequence from Saved by the Bell.
Actually, I wouldn't play Fatboy Slim. I'd play Fatboy Slim. I'd play Hey Now, You're an All-Star. Get there. Burr, burr. All that glitters in gold.
No.
No? Smash Mouth?
No, I wouldn't play Smash Mouth. I'd play some Len.
Len.
Yeah.
What was the Len song? With the,
Steal My Sunshine.
Oh yeah.
Where they're on the mopeds.
Yeah.
That would be my Malibu Barbie beach car song.
Or Brandvan.
Brandvan.
3000.
I'd play Babylon Zoo.
God, we've fallen into a 90s pop rock hole. Climb out of the pop rock hole, Fletch.
Grab my hand.
Grab my hand. What we need now is another fucking training montage.
All right.
All right. The training montage. Angel's saying...
Where are we at now? We're at 3.
Three montages.
3 training montages.
3 training montages. Yeah, this is straight after that scene as well. So it's another montage and she's like... Do you think you're ready for this? And he's like, yeah, I'm fucking ready. I'm a fucking cocaine teenager full of fucking... Woo! So yeah, I'm ready. And she's like, right, in order to prove that we're ready, we need to spar down hard. And they do spar
And
hard.
boy, do they.
Oh, they spar fucking
The
hard.
sexual tension in this
It is. It's
spin
like,
kick fight.
it's like he's punching her with his dick. His teenage dick.
A lot of kicks, very kick heavy again.
Very kick heavy. But it doesn't matter because Vince is looking for a little portal and he's rubbing his greedy little hands together. He's pleased and he's like, is he ready? He's got his first fight soon.
Yeah, but they start fighting and he manages to throw Angel and she's like, oh, do you want to go? So they ramp it up. The fights are very, very
Super.
choreographed.
Very choreographed, yeah.
Like really choreographed. They're just these like a dance.
This film is just montages and fights.
It's
Super fights. So we get to see the first match of the American hero. There are kids doing karate in the middle of the
one
ring.
of them falls over. Did you see that?
Didn't see that. No.
One of them does a spin kick and just plops on the floor.
Oh, stupid kids.
Oh, bless them.
Fucking kids learning to do stuff. Idiots.
His first opponent is...
No, before we meet his first opponent, you see him in the dressing room and you see his gimmick. Now, his gimmick is a USA flag costume and he's the all-American hero.
He has a USA gi and tights.
And he's fighting the enforcer.
The enforcer.
The aforementioned enforcer, who remembers him from his little tussle in the crowd with Budokai at the start of the film. Yeah, let's see what you got. Now, the fight is kung fu, it's not wrestling. Is what I've written here. So
Malachi.
What?
It's wrestling.
It's not wrestling. I've written it here. The fight is kung fu.
You've said this so many times.
It's not wrestling. The amount of times that I've written... I had to start abbreviating it there. It says NW. I've written not wrestling that many times.
Stop saying it.
Well, so Sally and Mum are now in the crowd because they're totally on board.
They've turned up to his fight with the enforcer.
Yeah, with the enforcer.
And he wins.
Well, he wins because he wins with the power of the chant. In wrestling, the crowd is like the manager on the side.
This happens in every one of his fights, doesn't it?
Everyone, the crowd's like, I'm near the bottom. And then they're like, Jack Cody, Jack Cody. And he feels it. He starts hulking up, if I may say hulking up. And he generally wins. He jumps up and wins.
Yeah.
He jumps up and wins and cross chop! There's a cross chop.
Does he?
There's been a cross chop in all of these films.
Does he do a cross chop?
He does do a cross chop. Shout out to Diamond Dave. He does. And he wins, and Vince is really, really happy.
Is the cross chop a action move?
I think it must be, because it's been in pretty much all of the films.
Yeah.
And Angel's like, she's super happy for him. She's like, we did it, Jack! We did it! And then we get another montage.
She gets off of Angel, and Sally sees it.
Yeah, oh, Sally's furious. She's like, oh.
And they carry, and even his mum's like, oh, I'm just going to leave.
Well, no, he just ignores his mum, leaves his mum in the crowd.
Yeah, he immediately
because
forgets.
He's a dick to his mum. Do you know what it is?
What?
It's because he hasn't learnt honour yet. Another fucking montage. It is another fucking montage. Right, with this montage, we get the Superfights song again. Superfighters! Have you noticed that this song sounds like the sort of song you would hear in an Indian restaurant, but it's in English? The production on it.
It reminded me of the theme song to Gladiators.
I can see that, yeah.
Two very 90s things, though.
Do you think this is what... No, this wasn't... Gladiators was way before this, wasn't it?
Yes. Superfights did not...
Yeah, I thought we had a Frank Dux situation with Gladiators there.
No.
But in this montage, we see that the fans... He's a man of the people. The fans, the kids love him, and they're going, how do you become an American hero? And he says, I'm just trying to do my best.
Yeah, the kid's like, are you a hero? And he's like, I try.
He goes back to his hotel.
He manages to say it to the child without screaming or having a fit.
Yeah.
So that alone is a heroic effort on his part.
Yeah. That would be... If you said that in therapy, they'd go, that's good, and then write it down.
You're making lots of progress.
He goes back to his hotel and to be greeted by a vision of loveliness. The sexy Angel, and now she's wearing the high-legged 80s pants.
Pink silk.
Pink fucking silk. Hot tamales, Fletcher.
Yeah. This is mid-90s, though, you know.
Late 90s, even though it looks like it was shot in 1994.
It's 1995.
97, this came out.
No, it's 95.
Oh, is it? Okay. It says 97 on the thing. But late 90s, mid to late 90s. And she's like, let's have a go, Jack Cody, come on. And they have a sexy fight. They have a little sexy fight.
Yeah. They compare the imminent lovemaking to super fight kick fights.
Because they're obsessed with it. They're kick mad.
They live it.
They live the kick madness. They're living gimmicks. Because there's no such thing as gimmicks in this. Because these are all real fights.
Like Enforcer and Budokai.
Yeah.
Mercenary.
Ironically played by a real wrestler.
Yeah.
And he said, look, he's going, look, it's never going to happen, Angel. You are hot stuff, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, just one time.
Won't mean anything.
Won't mean anything. Just
and he's like,
no.
because he has real all-American Christian values, I guess.
Yeah, that's it. Well, as we know, he went on to be Rabbi Kick-Ass, spreading the love.
Yeah.
This is sowing the seeds. Whilst training at the gym, Jack looks fucking tiny compared to everyone. When he goes in and he high-fives everyone at the machines, because he's still the hero. Everybody loves Jack.
Yeah.
They're like, all right. But Angel is there, and she's basically a sex pest. She gives him a bum grab. She's a bum grabber, Fletch.
Is she still doing
She's
it?
grabbing his bum when he bends over.
Oh, when he gets really mad.
Gooses him.
It's like, stop it! Stop it, Angel!
So yeah, and he's just like, look, I'm here to train with Budokai. Not to be touched up by hot MILFs. Out on a morning run, followed by a fucking ninja.
Yeah.
Ninja attack.
In his ninja black tracksuit.
Yeah, a ninja attacks him while he's out training the following day. And he's like, yeah, this is all bullshit, super fights, you don't know what it is. And he's like, bullshit, I'm a great fighter. And the ninja man says, it goes deep.
Goes deep.
It goes deep.
Look out. Don't take the drugs that they're giving you. They're not
He
vitamins.
says they're turning you into a faceless product. And that's what he says as he runs away. Don't take the vitamins. And he says, how am I supposed to do that? And he just says,
Just say no.
Just say no. Dejected.
Important advice for anyone, really.
Yeah, it dejected from the, the ninja advice attack. that he had. He bumps into Grandpa doing Tai Chi. He's a bit of a dick to Grandpa, to be honest, and because Grandpa's like, look, why haven't you been around to see Sally? Sally's great. You know, you've not been to see her, but I've seen you on TV. You are a famous Superfighter now. In the space of what appears to be an afternoon, he's become famous. It very quickly all happens. Snowballs. The action snowballs in this film.
Yeah, it goes. The pacing is breakneck.
Yeah, so it's like if you want to prove, you know, if you like Sally, she's a nice girl. Prove to her that you like her. It'll be a nice surprise if you come to her training, because I'm training her tomorrow.
He's going to start training her.
Yeah, I'm going to start training her as of 6:30 tomorrow. Come down.
Come down. It'll be a lovely surprise. Turns out to be a nice bloke, really, doesn't he?
He's like,
you know, I'm sorry about all the kidding around earlier.
yeah, trying to get you to touch me in the kitchen.
Yeah, he's just joshing about, isn't he?
Yeah. Bridge punks.
Bridge punks. Oh, this is the street punk
gang. The street punk gang that are hanging out under the bridge, smashing up cars with pipes. And one of them's having a wee. And Budokai sneaks up behind him and he's like, Budokai,
caught you with your pants down.
Caught you with your pants down. And they demand to see the leader.
He does a back fist punch to him, and the guy goes flying into his friends.
Yeah. And they demand to see Bubba.
Bubba. Where he's like, my name's not Bubba.
They don't care.
Yeah, Dark Cloud's like, hey, Bubba. It's like, I'm not Bubba. He's like, your name is Bubba.
Your name is Bubba.
He asserts dominance
and
by
they're like,
calling
yeah,
him Bubba.
you got your fingers in the pies when it comes to drugs, to prostitutions. We want that. We want your action.
So payment has to be made.
And he's like, we want 30% of your operation. And they're like, Bubba's like, fuck you, 30% of my whoring.
Now
you
it's
are not
40.
having it. Well, now it's 40. And they really are baddies. So this incenses the bad dude wrestlers. So they fight Bubba's street punks. The corrupt wrestlers kick the shit out of them. And due to that, Bubba's now got to pay 50-50.
So they've got a lot of wrestlers there at the Superfights. But the only three that are actually seem to be doing any nefarious dealings are
Night
Stalker, Dark Cloud, and Budokai.
They're clearly Vince's mafia, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're going out because Vince picks them up from the street punk tunnel.
Yeah.
Vince is in the fucking van, Fletch. Now, it's the morning of the training. Grandpa's there, Sally's there. Oh, hang on a minute, no fucking Jack Cody. Grandpa's like, I knew this American dickhead had let me down.
Disappointing
fucking turn out of the books. But he's there.
He's sleeping rough.
He's just joshing. He's there. He slept overnight outside to make sure that he's early.
Like a crazy hyperactive man-child that he is.
And this is where we get another training montage. But this is different because now he's training him about the powers of Tai Chi.
Yes.
It's relaxing. But like water, Fletch.
You've been doing hard martial arts, he says.
But like water, it flows, but it is powerful.
It's soft, but powerful.
Very powerful. I mean, you can dip your hand into a bath.
Tai Chi, a soft martial art, as he says.
And Grandpa is just like, you can push people over with just the power of your mind, your chi, your inner energy.
So he starts teaching about chi.
Yeah, not before he gives him a melon fight.
Melon fight.
They have a fucking melon fight, but Jack can't pierce the melons with his fist.
Yeah.
Grandpa pierces a fucking melon with his chi fist.
So where does this come from then? So now we're learning about supernatural, invisible force chi fighting.
Well, maybe this is like a herbalistic way. Not even herbalistic, it's not even using herbs. A safe way to replace the bad drugs that he's been taking, because Grandpa finds the pills and he's like, what are these? What are these pills? And they say, oh, everyone's taking them.
I'll take these to my pharmacist.
Yeah, and he's like, I'll get these checked out because I'm a pharmacist. Yeah.
So this pharmacist analyzes drugs for him.
Yeah.
Who is this pharmacist?
Well, I don't know, but it's a good job he does do it, because back at the gym, bikini girls are just handing out fucking pills to the wrestlers. They get all jacked up and wound up. To give one to Jack, spits it out. He's been spitting out the pills. He's not been taking. He is not drinking the Kool-Aid, Fletch. The corrupt wrestlers are putting all the other baddie gangs, street punk gangs, out of business, mafia style. They want a piece of the pie. Now the Tai Chi teaching.
I have a question.
Right.
Because we were watching the trailer earlier, and it does mention that Superfights is a world famous pay-per-view. Mm-hmm. So he's a Superfight star. How much money must he be making from these Superfights?
I don't know. He's got a nice house.
So a lot, you'd assume. Why is he knocking over like hoodlums?
I don't know. Just stick to the Superfights. But the thing is,
This doesn't seem worth it.
luckily, Grandpa's had the analysis back from the chemist by now, and it turns out that pills are full of mind control drugs. Who'd have fucking thought it?
Why is the pharmacist like, where did you get these from?
Yeah, full of fucking mind control drugs and
Steroids.
And he's like, look, you need to get off these pills and replace it with Tai Chi magic. The Chi training is the key to a drug-free win. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever done Tai Chi?
I've done a little bit of it.
It's good, isn't it?
I've never been able to force a Coke can off a table though, which
I
is
can.
what you can you?
Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
See that? Put your cup back.
I'm gonna burn you.
Sorry, I knocked you off the coaster then.
Burn you like a witch. But the problem is he's not taking the pills. The problem with that is he's not bulking up. And Angel notices you should be like 25% bigger by now by the amount of these big tablets that you've taken.
Oh yes, and she's not happy.
No, she's not happy. And he's like, all right, I'm sorry. And he says, hey, I'm going to go for a leak. Oh, no, he doesn't, because now he's started to learn respect. He says, I'm sorry. Can I go to the bathroom? Because he's starting to learn the respect of Tai Chi. He's growing as a person, Fletch, spiritually. But when he's going to the toilet, he sees a shady deal go down where a man is handed a briefcase full of filthy lucre.
Is the Tai Chi...
The Tai Chi's saving his life.
Yeah, I mean, is this film extolling the benefits of Tai Chi to your hyperactive children?
Yes. I think that's the message here.
Is
Fletch.
your hyperactive child running amok
Tai
and
Chi.
can't do anything without screaming his head off?
Is he
and doing
obsessed
fly
with
kicks?
wrestling? Tai Chi.
Do some Tai Chi, chill him out.
He sees the shady deal go down and he's like, hey, yo, what's going on here? Cut to a limo. There's a big fat man getting off with prostitutes in the limo.
Ew.
And then, bam, his limo gets stopped. The bad dude wrestlers break in and they steal a suitcase full of drugs.
Yeah.
Now, Vince is in his office and he has just diddled Angel on the sofa because he's buttoning up his trousers, which is not a flattering look.
He's bad in so many ways, isn't he?
Oh, Vince.
Now he's diddling his talent.
Diddling the talent. He's like, he's a star. She's not in for this plan. And he's like, tough shit, get out. He literally says that because I am spent. I've used you like a spaff hole.
Oh,
Get out.
he's a bad man.
He's a fucking vile man, this Vince.
Disgusting.
Now, cut to drug gangster hideout, and he's like, yeah, we fooled him. We gave him baby powder. Yeah. But who burst through the door? Fucking a bearded beast of a man. A man they call the Beast. Shaggy. Whoa, looking like a Grizzly Adams, flies into a rage in there, smashes a man in the face with a barbell, cuts them all to pieces.
He looks like Abyss.
He does look like Abyss. Vince comes in. Vince is here with Big Hairy Man. And he says, "You fucking giving me baby powder?" Nobody! This is my town. Nobody gives Vince baby powder.
This is a bit...
No one steals from me. So Big Wrestling Man picks up
This is so out of place in the film.
picks up the drug gangster, holds him aloft to an air ceiling fan, and cuts his head off
Cuts the top of his head off.
like a boiled egg.
Yes. This is so out of place. And you get a blood splatter
Yeah,
all over the
prostitutes.
Where did this come from?
Well,
this film has had nothing like this.
To insane, yeah, because now he says, no one steals from me. And he turns to the henchman dude and he says, fear me. So he's got,
He forces him to watch
forces him to watch
the
demise of his boss, yeah.
A hard-boiled egg kept.
Tai Chi fucking training montage again.
How many are we at now?
I
5?
don't know.
I think we're at 5.
But this one's different because now Grandpa's got some special sunglasses that will help you not get distracted when you're doing Tai Chi.
Yeah.
They're constantly flashing lights in his eyes.
He's too hyperactive to meditate.
Yeah.
because he keeps getting distracted.
By flies,
Yeah.
by mirrors, silver objects, shiny cars, dogs.
So what are these glasses?
They cover his eyes up. They're just like beach glasses that they've spray painted and put flashing things inside.
Yeah, it's never explained, is it? He's just got flashing lights in his eyes.
No.
Is it supposed to be like TV glasses?
No, I think the lights inside are supposed to be like to create distraction. I don't know. Maybe it's to simulate fighting in a room where someone's flashing the lights, because you never know when that's going to come into play. RVD fights. The wrestler in the film, Rob Van
RVD.
Dam.
As mercenary.
As mercenary. Now, previous to this fight scene, you see that the wrestlers are all chomping down fucking pills. Like, they're fucking sick by now. Fucking Dark Cloud is so pumped, he's slapping himself in the arms and whooping like a fucking...
They're all screaming at each other in there. You can see the tension in the room rising.
They're full of roid rage.
That's a good scene, that is.
It is, yeah. But RVD, he feels the brunt of the fat man who slips into him fucking roid rage like some kind of stampeding bull man.
But the fight, he does hold his own, doesn't he?
He does hold his own until
he does a spinning sweep and then does a moonsault onto him.
Wrestling move.
Yeah, well, let me tell you. This was supposed to be much, much shorter. He was supposed to just get destroyed.
Yeah.
But they apparently had never heard of the Rob Van Dam.
What are you on about? Mr. Monday Night?
Yep. And they were so impressed that he gets a longer fight scene. He gets to do some of his Rob Van Dam educated feet magic.
Wow. It doesn't do him that much good because the fat man flies into a rage and he has to be darted by Angel like a stampeding roid beast.
Did they know this was going to happen?
I don't know, because they've got one on standby.
They've got a tranquilizer dart.
Yeah, just in case someone flies into a roid rage.
Well, they all try to stop him first, don't they? The ridiculous
locker room.
big fat ram man is going on a beast rage.
Yeah, he's going on a beast rage.
He's trying to murder Rob Van Dam.
Now, Grandpa decides he's going to take everybody out for a Chinese meal. Ooh, lovely Chinese meal. I love it. You like a Chinese meal?
I really want one now.
I want one now. And while they're sat at the table, Jack finds his chi. He manages to push a Sprite can off the table with his chi. And they're like, all right, mate, you're in a fucking restaurant. Don't be pushing cans off the table. You, stop that. Don't break my cups with your mind, please.
Sorry.
Now, Vince is in his office, he's groping the secretary from earlier on.
Oh, yeah.
And on the desk, like,
He's disgusting.
Disgusting, violent Vince. But gunmen enter, and it's he wants Rwenge for fanhead death of drug man.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm going to kill the girl. And Vince goes, fucking kill the girl. I don't give a shit. And he's like, what? What? No human man would say that. This isn't human man. This is not
Vince McMahon.
This is not Vince McMahon.
Well,
But in the confusion, he uses a bit of distraction, and he kicks one of the street punks behind him, grabs a pen and sticks it in his head.
oh yeah, he plops it straight in the top of his head, doesn't he?
Plops it straight into his
And then
head.
kicks him.
Kicks him.
He's got some crazy legs.
He is super. He is the super fighter. Vince is the super fighter. His kicks are crazy. Not only that, he arms himself with bladed rings, which he plunges into the drug lord's body
And his throat.
like he's about to put a potato in the microwave.
Yeah, and he does his signature throat crush move
Throat crush.
with his foot.
Later that night, we're at the show. We're at the filming of the show. We're in the locker room. The American hero is there. He's ready for his fight. And Vince comes in and he's like, "You're doing really well, bud. But tonight, you're losing." And he's like, "What? Hang on a minute. You're telling me I'm losing? I can't lose." And he's like, "Why?" And he says, "It's in the script."
Are you telling me this Superfights is scripted?
I think it's scripted. I think it is scripted.
Dark Cloud mentions that it's in the script too.
He refuses to go down and he knocks Dark Cloud the fuck out. And Vince is furious. Absolutely furious. So much so that he brings him back into his office, throws the contract the size of a phone book at him, and has to explain to him how wrestling is rigged. Turns out it's rigged, Fletch. Vince McMahon has been rigging it the whole time. So he's like, right, as a punishment for this, I'm going to send you out with my fucking bad man wrestling militia to go and rough up anyone that I see fit. Your first mission is tonight. You get out there and hustle some money for me. He's like, well, I'm going to have to.
He has to do crime.
The first mission, hustling money out of the Chinese restaurant that he found his fucking chi in.
Oh my god.
So he turns up with Night Stalker and all the other fellas.
Budokai's there.
Budokai's there.
Night Stalker's the least notable one.
Yeah, he's just in the background, a lot of it. But
Dark Cloud. He's the one to watch out
Dark
for.
Cloud is a shit. So he's like pushing him around going, yeah, you need to pay us. Budokai lies to Jack Cody. Say, oh, everything's all right. It's like these guys are mafia.
Chinese mafia.
Chinese mafia. Tong, he says.
Lies.
So they go in and start roughing him up, but it's all right because it's full of kung fu chefs who come out with meat cleavers and fight all the wrestlers.
It's like that Bruce Lee film.
It's exactly like the Bruce Lee film. And then they get the proprietor of the restaurant, the landlord, and they hold him down. And he's like, "Why you do this to me?" He looks, and he sees.
He's like, "You ate at
You
my
ate here. You
You're a
found your
customer."
chi here. Why? How could you do this?
How could he?
How could he do it?
How could he knock down a delicious Chinese food restaurant?
I don't know. After the mission, he goes back to his jeep. He feels guilty. Get back to the guilt jeep.
Guilt jeep.
But as he's about to get into the guilt jeep, he sees a bearded wrestler being fought in a car park. People setting about him. He's got an electric collar on him. And he's like, oh. Vince is there, and he's like, I'm too close, Rocco. I'm so close, Rock. I need you, and you need me, Rocky.
So they're all like cattle then,
Well,
getting darted and getting.
it would seem that the Rock, he's under Vince's control. He's a big man, and he's got an electric collar to keep him in order.
Yeah.
And I think Rock, it becomes clear now that
He's no longer a man.
he's no longer man. He's more beast than man.
He's more beast.
Jack goes home only to be met by a ninja home invasion. The ninja who attacked him in the park with nothing but good advice.
Just say no. They're very 90s advice.
Very 90s ninja. Turns up at his house and attacks him again. In the melee, he pulls off the mask to reveal, oh, who is it, Fletch?
Budokai.
It's fucking Budokai.
Why doesn't Budokai just talk to him?
Well,
Why
he's
is-
trying. He likes to be all cloak and dagger because it's too late for him. As he says, it is too late for me, Jack.
Yeah.
But you can help me.
So, how do these mind control drugs work?
Well, I'm not sure.
That's my question here. Because, okay, so.
He's not controlling Rocco's mind with drugs, though, is he? He's just chucking him.
But they're mind control drugs, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, Budokai's taking the mind control drugs. Mm-hmm. But he's getting all ninjaed up and
Yeah,
trying
because
to warn.
He's stopped taking them.
Stopped later.
Yeah.
Okay. Is Angel taking the mind control drugs?
Well, the first person to take them was Rocco, and now Rocco is a fucking hillbilly drug monster. More drug than man.
But he's not being mind controlled, though, is he?
No, he's been controlled by the electric collar.
The mind control drug thing is a bit confusing.
Yeah, it is a bit, but that's what they're doing. But so Budokai's, look, we need to find proof. It's no good for us to just say that we've seen it, because they're going to say that you're going to get a CIA situation. Of course they're going to deny it. It's Vince. Of course he's going to deny it. We need proof of death matches. We need proof of the murders, and we need proof of drugs.
What we're going to do?
What we're going to do? I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a shower and a whole plot montage.
We're going to have a shower and a rage scream.
Rage scream, because this is the point, as we mentioned in Bloodsport, before the final fight, you have to have a montage of
You
the
have to have a
entire
brood.
film. We had Van Damme on a bus, Jack Cody in the shower is what we've got here. Now, Jack has decided that he's going to go undercover with Budokai, and he's going to go full time with Vince's punk team of wrestlers.
Yeah.
That's fair enough, but now by this point, Vince has figured out that there's a rat in the organisation. There's a mole, Fletch, that's giving information to the police, and the other street punks are like, well, who is it? And he's like, you wait and see. You'll find out at 7 o'clock tonight when I've got a special cage fight.
Oh.
Now Jack turns up because he's got a phone call, because that's these like now that you're in the fold, you got to come to this cage fight. He gets to the cage fight to meet Angel. Angel's like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you getting involved with Vince? Vince is a bad man. Why? And he's like, why are you here? He's like, I don't know, I've got the same call as you.
Yeah.
We're all here.
Because I am also in with the bad man.
Yeah, because this is an exclusive cage match. Because this is how cage matches happen.
These are death matches.
It's a death match in a garage with the weapons, Fletch. Talk about the weapons that they use.
There's a giant metal barbed wire pendulum in the middle of the cage.
The henchmen are swinging
Yes.
by hand. Hee ho ho, like that.
So he makes his fighters have death matches.
Yeah, at the drop of a hat.
That seems like a very expensive thing to do.
Well,
How
he
much?
just needs to get rid of, because it turns out that the fighters in this match are No Mercy Budokai, who Vince has found out is giving information to the police and all that sort of stuff. Budokai is a good man. They've only put him against fucking Rocco, against the Beast, the electric collared, drug fueled animal in this cage full of stone pendulums covered in barbed wire. And
it's an interesting addition.
well,
I think.
Jack asks this Angel who's going to win this match, and she says, no, this one
to
is
the
definitely not wrestling. Now, at this point, Vince just is dressed like Vince McMahon.
Surely he's invested money into these people.
Well, he just wants Budokai knocked off.
But he has these matches.
I was going to say he could make money from selling tickets, but it's an exclusive match, isn't it?
Yeah. It just seems like it doesn't make sense.
It does not make sense. The match ensues. Like Rocco is a beast, as the name would imply. He bites chunks out of Budokai, and that is enough for Jack and Angel. Jack's like,
he's got a gory teeth full of man flesh that he spits out at him.
He's like, I'm not having this. Like when I say turn off the lights, I'm going to go and help Buddha in there.
Angel finally turns.
Angel's like, okay.
She does the right thing.
So the fight gets out of hand. The cage gets broken. The fight spills out into the crowd.
He gets a fire extinguisher and sprays it in Rocco's face.
Yeah.
And then the lights go out, and he climbs over the cage and helps Budokai out of the ring.
Yeah, and basically it all spills out into the crowd. Rocco goes for Jack, but Jack is like, no, Rocco! And he produces the medal from his pocket. And the Beast, he holds the medal and he's like, medal? What is medal?
He can remember his Bret Hart days.
And he remembers the exact scene at the start of the film when he gives the medal to Jack Cody. But just as he remembers, there's a horrible, shocking, electrical sound as Vince McMahon shocks the collar, and he shocks him so much that Vince kills Rocco, and he drops the medal to the ground.
Yeah, they just kill him, don't they?
They just kill him.
Oh.
Now, the match has been fucking horrible. Budokai is in such a state that Grandpa has got him laid up with a face full of acupuncture needles.
Yeah. Chinese medicine.
Rabbi
Brandon's speciality.
And Budokai's like, get him, Jack. This is a...
he's basically Jackson from Bloodsport.
Yeah, this is the same thing. And Grandpa and Jack sit down and heal him with the power of Tai Chi.
Grandpa puts his hand on Budokai's head.
Mm-hmm.
Jack puts his hand on Budokai's dick.
Yeah.
And they heal him from head to dick.
Healed from head to dick with mystical energy. Now, things have got out of hand. Vince now has Jack's mum. He now has Sally in his grip. He has kidnapped them and he's contacted Jack and said, you need to have another fucking cage fight, mate. But this one is with me.
Oh, God.
He gets in there and he's, fight me!
And he's still wearing his slacks and he's in full Vince McMahon gear.
Full Vince gear.
Even Vince McMahon didn't fight in his full gear.
No, he didn't, no. So they fight in a cage, it ensues, they fall out, there's a lot of kicking. He throws Vince around.
His kicks are insane.
Oh, there's like dancing. He does that little dance.
He does the Ali shuffle, doesn't he? Yeah.
It spills out of the cage. He throws him through barrels. Vince is down. You think, Vince is dead. Vince is dead.
There's 2 points of this fight scene against Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that in the second half of the fight scene where things ramp up, that's not him?
I didn't notice that, no.
It's all a stuntman.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
After
God.
all them kicks he was throwing, he has a stand-in for the last half of the last fight against
Not Vince.
Sawyer.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. Well,
Why
Eagle-Eyed
was
Fletcher,
that?
I don't know.
Do you think that was because...
Maybe he was injured.
Maybe.
Maybe something bad
I didn't
happened.
read anything about that. I thought that would have been quite easy to find. It does go a bit mental, so
It
maybe...
goes fucking crazy, doesn't it? So yeah, maybe he wasn't insured for that.
Yeah, and
Because
maybe
they
it
ended
was...
up like fighting outside, and he goes to free his mum and Sally, and Angel's like, I can't let you in there. But he goes, well, you're going to have to. And she goes, okay then. So she lets them free. Angel then fights Vince. Vince kicks her in the throat. The only way that he thinks he's going to be able to fight this is he racks his brains. He thinks his way back to his Tai Chi training, and he's like, fucking hell, flashing lights. He tells Sally, flash the lights. So the lights start flashing. It's lucky he got trained with those flashing light sunglasses, isn't it? I said this. I hope this comes into play later.
Yeah.
And he wins blind.
He does.
He wins blind. He kicks evil Vince into the barbed wire covered pendulum, and he just dies.
He just crunches into it.
So he goes over to Angel, the hero, the true hero of the story, and she's like a broken husk of a woman, and he's like, thank you for your help. You are the real hero. And she's like, no, you are Jack. And she dies. Mum and...
Just why?
Oh, I don't know. Mum...
I want a sequel with just Angel in it. Maybe a prequel. What do you reckon?
Mum and Sally and Grandpa are safe. They all link arms. Grandpa turns to Jack, and he finally hears the words he's wanting to hear Grandpa hear for this entire film. He says, you, Jack, are a true American hero.
And that's it.
Superfighters! Da-da-da.
That's it.
There we go,
He just
Superfighters.
walks away.
They just walk off.
Yep.
Superfighters.
Forget the warehouse full of dead bodies.
Yeah,
Let's just go home.
Let's go back to that chemist and see what he's got. So then, Superfighters. Did you enjoy that one, Fletch?
I did enjoy Superfighters.
It's a very odd film.
It's got some amazing fight scenes in it. They flow really well, I thought.
Yeah, it's not
Fight scenes
It's not a
worthy.
wrestling film.
It kind of is, though, isn't it? It is. It is heavily influenced by wrestling. You've got the chair shots. You've got the wrestling arena, wrestling ring.
It's not a
Rob
wrestling
Van
ring.
Dam.
It's not a fucking wrestling ring, though, is it? It's a boxing ring, and they're doing kung fu in it.
Why are you... The wrestling influence is so obvious in this.
I don't see it.
Rocco is clearly a professional wrestler.
Oh no, they say that, and you can tell he is because he's still got the same costume he had on 10 yeyears prior when he met him as a child.
Yeah. So he's just put a raggedy t-shirt over it.
And grown his hair out.
Yeah.
Because he's a beast.
He's a beast.
He's a beast now.
The fight scenes, though, they were brilliant.
Yeah.
They flowed. They were really impressive. It's a stunt. It's one of those films you find a lot of B movies. They're made by stuntmen, just entirely starring stuntmen.
Yeah,
The director's a stuntman.
Of this film?
The director of this film is the stunt coordinator for loads of Hong Kong films, including Ip Man.
Ooh.
He's a fight. I think he's
That's a real film.
Yeah, I think he's a fight coordinator for that. It's one of those films. You get a lot of these films that are just full of stuntmen doing their best stuff.
Yeah.
And this is one of those.
This is one of those.
And I believe that is a good tap film. There's
It's a
always
good.
tap
It's a
film.
good tap film in that it is. I like films like we mentioned this before we started recording. There's a few films on the list, especially breakdancing hip hop films that are made by people who don't know anything about breakdancing and hip hop.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we've got here on the wrestling side of things,
Yes.
because there is no wrestling in this wrestling film.
No. But the influence is there, isn't it? You can see someone's tried to make a film about wrestling. haven't
Yeah,
they?
but they don't know anything about
And they don't know
wrestling
anything.
other than the fact that Vince McMahon
was accused
was
of...
accused of drugging wrestlers.
Yeah.
Who do you think the real life inspiration was that used the power of Tai Chi?
I don't know.
If there was one.
He's from Hong Kong, isn't he? So
No, I meant Jack Cody. He was there. He was in the organisation. They were filling him with drugs, and he turned his back on drugs to take up Tai Chi.
oh, do you mean who is the influence for Jack Cody?
Yeah.
I don't think there is one.
Maybe it's all of us.
Jack Cody is an inspiration for all hyperactive disorder children.
Well, you know what I'm going to ask now?
What?
How many stars?
I'll give it 5.
Oh, 5. They've all had 5 pretty much, apart from 2 films in the whole series so far.
Yeah, I'll give. Yeah, that's
and
why.
Would
I give
you
everything
recommend
5.
if people haven't already watched it, found it on YouTube, that they watch it and find it on YouTube?
Any fight film fan should watch it. It's worth a look.
Okay.
Any fan. It also reminds me a lot of the. As I mentioned, he's in VR Troopers.
Yes.
Wasn't he?
Yeah, which is
It kind of reminds me of those fighting kung fu shows that
Power
used to
Ranger
get.
knockoffs.
Yeah, Power Rangers, VR Troopers, Beetleborgs. It reminds me of them.
Would you recommend everybody would watch this? Everybody should watch this one, I think.
I think so.
Good stuff. Superfights. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us this afternoon, this evening, whatever it is, whatever it was.
Good night.
Good night.
And good fight.
The clock is ticking, time is getting nearer. The smoke is fading, thoughts are getting clearer. Now everything comes back to you. You're learning things you already knew. Hours, days, and months go by. You got to leave your past behind like the matador who just bull by the horns. Show the strength of a warrior born. You're at the end of your rope, and the noose is getting tighter. Show the world you're a super fighter.
Training hard to be the best you can be. Make it